polls officially open for a special election in a number of towns around the state.
2 of the General Assembly seats on the ballot could change the balance of power in the state Senate. News 8's Kent Pierce live for us in West Haven on the races voters will be casting ballots in. Hi, Kent. Good morning.
Good morning, Laura and Keith. Polls just opening here in West Haven and in 2 other parts of the state as well. 3 seats in the state assembly might not sound like a lot, but 2 of these races could determine who controls the state Senate for the next 2 years. And the one to really watch is the 2nd Senate District. That includes Bloomfield, Windsor, and part of Hartford. Democratic Senator Eric Coleman stepped down from his seat to become a judge. The Democrat looking to replace him is currently a state representative. His name is Doug McCrory. But if Michael McDonald, a Republican town councilman from Windsor, wins that race, then Republicans would pick up a longtime Democratic seat in the Senate. That won't matter unless Republicans hang on to the 32nd Senate District, which includes Watertown, Middlebury, and some other towns north and west of Waterbury. Republican Senator Rob Kane stepped down to be a state auditor of public accounts. The Republican looking to replace him is current state representative Eric Bertel. The Democrat looking to flip that district is Doug Cava, a Region 12 Board of Education member. And here in West Haven, longtime state representative Steve Dargan stepped down from his seat representing the 115th district. He's a Democrat. The Democrat trying to replace him is Dorinda Borer. Now, if that last name sounds familiar, she is the ex-wife of former Mayor Richard Borer. She also served on the Board of Ed, and she faces Republican Edward Granfield. He has been on the Economic Development Commission and the Harbor Commission. Now, that's a House seat. It's important, but the Senate races could really make a difference.
Right now, these 2 state Senate races, one was previously a Democrat, one was previously a Republican. Both of them are contested, so even the change of 1 seat can influence the direction of the state Senate. That's very important.
With the 18-18 tie right now, Democratic Lieutenant Governor Nancy Wyman breaks any deadlocks in the Senate, so the Democrats effectively still control that body, but just 1 seat could give the Republicans control for the first time in 2 decades. Polls in all of those communities should be open right now, and they will stay open until 8 o'clock tonight. We're live in West Haven this morning. I'm Kent Pierce. Back to you.